Imagine this. A small island floating peacefully on the Venetian lagoon. Blue waters, soft waves, a gentle breeze. But beneath that calm surface lies over 100,000 restless souls. People call it the island of no return, a place so cursed, even the fishermen refuse to sail near it. This is Poveglia Island, Italy. And every brick, every tree, every grain of dirt is soaked in death. Poveglia looks harmless from a distance. Just a quiet piece of land between Venice and Lido, but the truth, it's been a dumping ground for human suffering for centuries. Plague victims, the insane, the forgotten all sent here to die. And that's not just folklore, it's historically documented. During the Black Death in the 14th century, Poveglia became a quarantine zone. Gang 1 showing symptoms, fever, cough. Boyles was dragged here by guards. Families ripped apart. Lovers separated. Children crying for their mothers. Once you stepped on that island, you never came back. They burned thousands of bodies in massive pits. The air was thick with smoke and screams. Locals say even today, when the wind blows from the south, you can still smell the ashes of the dead. It's easy to think of it as just history, right? But imagine being one of them. You're coughing blood, your body's burning with fever. You see soldiers coming. You beg, please, not the island. But they drag you anyway. You look back one last time, Venice fades behind you, and you realize you're never going home. This is where emotional horror hits hardest. Because Poveglia wasn't haunted at first, humans made it that way. Fear turned into cruelty. Cruelty turned into legend. And legends never die. Centuries later, archaeologists found charred bones buried under thin layers of soil. Some say the island's ground is 60% human ash. And yet, the weirdest part, no one knows how many people truly died there. Was it 20,000? 50,000? 100,000? The records were lost. Conveniently, local fishermen tell stories of hearing screams at night, echoing across the lagoon. Others claim to see a faint fire glowing among the ruins, as if someone or something is still burning. And this isn't just ghost talk. Historians confirm Poveglia was a plague, quarantine. Later, in the 1800s, it became an asylum for the mentally ill. One of the doctors there allegedly performed horrific experiments, lobotomies, electroshock, brain surgery right on the patients. He believed the island's ghosts were real, and he wanted to fix his patients by cutting out their fear. But here's the twist. He ended up jumping, or being pushed, from the bell tower. Witnesses say he screamed the whole way down. When his body hit the ground, it didn't stop moving, like something dragged him back. What's more terrifying than ghosts? Our own minds. That doctor wasn't the first, or last, to go mad on Poveglia. People who've dared to visit researchers, explorers, even police say they feel watched the moment they step ashore. Some vomit without reason, others break down crying. One man described the silence as too loud. It's as if the island knows you're there, and it wants you to remember what happened. And yet, this story isn't over. Because the real nightmare of Poveglia didn't die with the plague. They called it cursed. A place where death began and never left. Poveglia Island, where 100,000 souls were burned, buried, and forgotten. Or maybe, not forgotten at all. After the asylum closed in 1968, the island was abandoned again. But the strange reports never stopped. Fishermen refused to dock nearby, claiming their nets would sometimes pull up human bones. Tourists who tried sneaking in came back pale, shaken, and utterly silent. One couple swore they heard voices whispering their names from the ruins of the old hospital. Another saw a shadow figure crawling up a wall against the direction of the light. Even the Italian government sealed the place off, officially for safety reasons. But unofficially, they were terrified of what people might find. Urban explorers who managed to sneak past the patrols captured the eerie sounds, bells ringing on windless nights, footsteps echoing in empty hallways right behind them, and one chilling voice caught on tape whispering, "Leave now. They say time feels different there. Your watch might stop. Your own heartbeat seems to slow down. And the air, it's heavy, thick, like you're breathing through someone else's pain." Here's where things get strange. People often ask, was it evil spirits that made the island cursed? Or was it human cruelty that summoned them in the first place? Maybe the plague victims, the asylum patients. They weren't monsters. They were victims twice over. First by disease, then by human fear. And that fear might be what keeps their souls tethered to this place. It's not about good versus evil. It's about what happens when humanity abandons compassion. Maybe Poveglia Island haunted by ghosts. Maybe it's haunted by what we did to each other. Now, here's something very few people know. In 2014, an Italian businessman tried to buy the island, planning to turn it into a luxury resort. He won the bid. But just months later, he backed out without any public explanation. The rumor is that he stayed one night on the island. Just one. And when he returned to Venice, he was pale, shaking, whispering over and over, "They don't want us there." No one knows for sure what he saw. But since then, no one has tried to buy it again. Poveglia remains untouched, a silent scar on the map of Venice. So, if you ever find yourself sailing across the Venetian lagoon, and the fog suddenly thickens around you, don't look toward the island. Because they say the moment you see it, it already sees you.